welcome to this week's episode of the Ramblin' Reynolds podcast, hosted by Jesse Reynolds. And this week, it's not a solo episode. I'm joined by my lovely wife, Jillian Winters.
Hi.
She came back from Louisiana from her Mardi Gras ball.
I thought about not.
Oh, well, that's I guess that's a true statement of the atmosphere of this marriage.
It has nothing to do with marriage. It was, I wasn't ready to leave Louisiana. I want it back.
Well, too bad. Anyways, she's back. So last week I forgot to mention, the previous weekend we had went to this Audubon Nature Preserve place.
Mm-hmm.
And was it West Alton?
Yes.
Which is right up on the Mississippi River, but in Missouri. But anyway, there was a eagle. This guy brought an eagle from a sanctuary, and it was pretty cool. The eagle was from Florida.
Yeah, so it was kind of smaller because I guess the further south you go, the smaller they get.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize they were south, so that was enlightening. Also, I had no idea they lived so long. That eagle was as old as us, if not older.
30?
Yeah, it was 30-something.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah, and they lived to be 50.
Wow.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Thought he said 13.
Pretty sure it was 30. I mean, let me Googs it in case I misheard, but...
Okay. But, yeah, I didn't realize... Well, I've seen eagles in Louisiana before. Bald eagles.
Yeah, I guess there was that one that nested off I-10.
Yeah, right before you get into New Orleans.
Okay, so... Bald eagles in the wild don't live nearly as long. They live 15 to 30 years in the wild.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it says they can live long. I'm not seeing a maximum on in captivity. But yeah, she old. I'm pretty sure she was 30.
Oh, okay. Could be.
Because he was talking about as she's getting older, her wings getting worse. She had a broken wing.
Oh, yeah, because she got hit by a car or something.
Yeah, and it, kind of just stayed kind of flopped out there rather than tucked nicely.
Yeah.
Against her little chest or whatever.
Yeah. It was, that animal is what they call an ambassador animal.
Mm-hmm. We didn't get to pet it, though, and it's I asked the dude what it felt like to pet them, and he's like, well, I don't know, it feels like feathers. Okay, sir. Sir, look at their bald head. Those white feathers do not feel the same as the brown, long feathers. I know what the brown part feels like. Their heads must be really soft and downy. I just imagine it just being...
I don't think it'd let you pet its head.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't let me, obviously. I'm not trained, but I'm sure someone there... I bet he hasn't. He answered that way because he's never had the privilege of petting her nice little soft head. But I'm sure the vets, when they, put her under and do work on her and stuff, they probably pet her little head. Why would you not pet her? I would touch every inch of her if I could. That sounds really weird. I like petting animals. Doesn't make it less weird. Okay, I'll just stop.
All right.
I didn't think it was a stupid question, but he acted like it was a stupid question.
Well, it's not worse than would the person ask at the wolf sanctuary?
If they fed the wolves roadkill.
Yeah, or some other people were asking some dumb questions at the eagle thing too. I forgot already.
Yeah, I do remember at the wolf thing. Someone asked what an ambassador animal was. Have you been?
Well, I mean, it's in the Do you not know what ambassador means?
Yeah, like what? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Also, like, have you been living under a rock? Like, I get a kid asking that because they don't know.
Have you been indoors for all your life?
Yeah. Do you not go even indoors? You can still watch TV. There's ambassador animals on TV all the time. They come on I don't know. Steve Irwin used to go on like Jay Leno and crap.
Or the news. I remember.
Or the news. Yeah. There's animals everywhere, and they always talk about like, oh, this one's got a broken hip, and that's why it stays here and goes out on visits with us.
They should be like, this one's sassy.
What?
I don't know. Some flair.
That's basically what I would do as a cat adoption counselor. People would be like, what about this one? I'd be like, She knows who's boss.
You sound like the Oracle from the Matrix. Wasn't that her name?
Yeah, the lady who just kept offering people cookies.
Yeah, that lady.
That's not a bad thing to sound like. She was very sweet.
Well, like...
She also knew everything.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Anyways, just so the audience knows, that was an unspoken rolling of the eyes.
Yeah, it was very dramatic.
Anyways, at least I'm, keep my opinion outward rather than inward. But it was pretty cool. It was quite cold that day. We went and did some walking around the trails there. Got to see some frozen water, or what other people would call ice. However you want to call it.
Frozen water. Yeah, parts of the, I don't know what that is. It's not quite, it might be part of the river. I don't know. It was frozen. The water back there was frozen.
I think it's like wetlands.
Yeah, it's like a weird little like cove wetland thing. It had a name that was on one of those educational plaques when we were up on the lookout. I just don't remember what it was.
Oh, okay.
It's an inlet, perhaps.
Oh,
is
could
the
be.
term.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that could be like in Louisiana. There's this whole river where they like built this lake off the Mississippi, and it's called False River.
Is it a lake or is it a river?
To me, it looks like a lake.
But it's like a diversion.
Yeah, I guess they just kind of...
I didn't know that False River was a diversion.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. It's not I think it's man-made.
Like a canal.
I mean, but it's bigger than a canal. It's huge. It's like pretty wide. People
Are
go there.
there limits on canal sizes?
Well, I don't know. People have like camps and stuff there.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know.
We should probably learn words before we start talking about things.
It's Ramblin' Runnels. Just say whatever comes to mind.
It was a marsh, also possibly a cove.
Yeah, still alligators there, I think. Yeah.
In False River, not at the West Ottoman.
No, yeah,
West
False
Ottoman.
River, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So my dad would take us.
It's nice. Yeah, I did want to go like kayaking and boating and stuff in Louisiana. But like, but alligators. Like, I don't understand how people ever feel safe doing anything near the water.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, there's
like,
a lot of precarious situations.
There were alligators in like City Park in New Orleans. Or Audubon Park, not City Park. I think they're in City Park too. But when I went to Tulane, like, you'd walk around the swamp, around the park, and just like there'd just be a pair of alligators, eyes just peeking out.
So, was that scared you?
Yeah, Jesse, they could kill me.
And if you don't mess with them?
Well, yeah, I just would turn around and quickly walk the other way. Avi.
I went golfing in Florida, in Jacksonville, and there was some just on the golf path.
Yeah,
It's
no
terrifying,
thank you.
yeah.
No thank you. Fun fact, I had a fish that my friends got me before we got J-Lou because my parents wouldn't let me have a cat. And he's buried in Audubon Park in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
I carved his name in an oak tree and I buried him.
Oh, I think you told me that one time.
He was a good little puppy.
Oh, okay. Well, so,
Oh, speaking of birds and good bubbies,
oh, yeah.
after at least 13 years, BB, our family's remaining parakeet, technically a budgie, I believe is the term, has passed away. It's very sad.
That was a female.
She was a female, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, for a while we thought BB was the male and Sugar was the female, but it turns out that was incorrect. We had an opposite. Sugar died a while ago. And BB, Sugar was like the nice one. Would like let us hold him and like, you know, be excited to see us. BB only really liked my mom. And even then she was just like a nervous little bubby. But she lived a good, long, healthy life. Just sad that there's no bird in the house anymore.
Yeah.
So, R.I.P. BB.
Right. R.I.P. BB.
The bird lived so long that my friend bird watches when my parents travel. And some of them were just convinced that BB was just like BB would just die and my dad would just replace it. Like that's how long BB was living. They were like, this can't be the same bird. Like someone's just switching out dead birds for live ones over and over. But nope, all BB.
Yeah.
She was very pretty.
Yep. So, and then, so the weekend that Jill was gone, it snowed here. And that was pretty cool. Well, at least seeing it. And, it's the first time I lived somewhere and it, well, I mean, it snowed in Louisiana, but not like that. It kind of stayed for a few days, so that was pretty cool. I mean, there's still some snow around here.
It stayed over my birthday last year in Louisiana.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and when that big winter storm came through and like ruined Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And it snowed in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's different up here because it's like life is still functional. Like the roads are clear. You can still drive. Louisiana, everything just shut down. So you were just in your house.
Yeah, I was driving around when it was snowing here. So.
I missed it, sadly.
Yeah. Jill went to Baton Rouge and hung out with friends and stuff.
The first day I was there, I was running around, like, doing some errands and stuff, like, getting ready for the soiree. And it was, like, I was getting sunburnt. That's how hot it was.
Oh, really?
It was so hot. And then I come home, and it's, like, literally 10 degrees outside.
Yep.
Although it did get cold in Louisiana. It rained, and a cold front came through, and then it was, like, freezing. But I was like, oh, yeah, this is why I liked it. Because, like, you can still enjoy life even in the middle of January.
Right.
Not here. I mean, you can enjoy life. Your nose is going to be frostbitten. It's fine.
Jeez. Wow. Well, I guess I ruined Jill's life for the unforeseeable future. But we got a bigger house.
The cats are happier with this house because all the windows, and that's all that matters. Luther's happiness is paramount, so whatever works for him.
And if you hear a faint meowing, it's Pixie. She's a little crazy.
I was just wondering if that was Pixie or if it was like a cat outside. Sometimes she just screams. I think most people know this. Pixie she just screams for no reason.
No.
Just carries stuff. She carries around little stuffed toys. She dragged up a whole... I have like my knockoff Toms, my Bobs that I like better. So those, they have a thick sole. They got the memory foam. They're pretty heavy. She carried that entire shoe all by herself off the shoe rack, up the stairs, and into the next to the bed. Like, she's just she's insane.
Yeah, just weird.
And then she presents it to you like she's presenting a kill. It's like, that's my shoe, Pixie. That's not a dead squirrel. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when she does it, though, she's actually hungry and she's trying to be like, look, I'm trying to catch my food, but you keep giving me these stupid stuffed animals, so I'm starving to death. Can I please have something to eat?
Maybe so. I don't know.
Because at least her nighttime meows, I think. But like right now, she's just screaming, there's food down here.
You saying
she
you
has
want
food.
to go to the pet store and get mice and let them loose in the house?
No.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not. She probably would love it, but no.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just wondering. Yeah, it sounds like an awful idea.
Can you even do that? Is that even legal?
I don't know.
I know you can buy dead mice for snakes.
Well, yeah.
But, like, if you bought a mouse from a pet store, can you just, like, let something... can you buy it knowing that you're going to let something kill it?
I don't know.
I don't
see why not. They do
well, you can't...
They do all kind of other stuff to mice.
Can't adopt a cat knowing that you're going to feed it to a dog fighting ring. Like, so why would you be able to get a mouse and feed it to an animal?
I don't know.
Do mice not have the same rights as cats?
Imagine not. But, I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe because it's a sale and not an adoption.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's because, I mean, you can just go get a cat from... No, it still would be animal cruelty.
Anyways, I wouldn't do this, but, or that.
Yeah, we're not releasing mice in here.
Well, I don't know. So, did you have fun down there?
Yeah, I had a really good time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and I, in case anyone's curious, because I've been curious, I did just test negative for COVID. Yay! I hit the 5-day mark. Didn't have any symptoms or anything. But the soiree was super fun. Mm-hmm. It is chaotic, and it's very crowded. And it's a lot because you have to like bring your own booze. So you have all these coolers everywhere. And then the food is already on the tables. It's not like a plated meal. So it feels kind of like you're tailgating, but in a fancy dress. So it does feel pretty chaotic. But anyways, I just found out that an N95 mask protects you from other people. I didn't know that. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I didn't. So I've been going this whole time just like, oh, well, I'll just wear my mask hoping I don't get people sick and just assuming I have to rely on other people to wear their masks to not get me sick. Anyway, so that's a game changer for me now that I found that out. So I wore my N95 during the ball, and there were hundreds of people there. No one had a mask on. Thankfully, no one I've gone with so far has got any symptoms. I think they were all vaxxed for the most part, if not all of them. But yeah, I was really nervous that I was going to bring COVID back. So I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Very excited. And yeah, I just, every time, like this is my second ball that I've been to, and it doesn't make sense to me that you, like, I would rather just pay a little extra on the ticket and have like a plated meal.
Yeah. Like,
I don't understand. I don't know. We have it at a place, and I guess there's not that many like wait staff. So it probably would be more expensive. Like, it wouldn't just be the price of the food that would be more expensive. It would probably be more expensive as a whole to get enough staff for that.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it was fun. There's live music.
Oh,
Got some good
cool.
dancing in. It did get to the point where I didn't wear my N95 the whole time because I was like pretty drunk and it was just getting so out of breath from dancing. Just so much dancing.
Yeah, it is hard to breathe in those.
Yeah, it gets like sweaty and hot, and it was like I bought it at the last minute, so I didn't have a chance to order. Like some people like fancy black ones that looked really classy, and they like had the ear loops. This was like a construction one with the loops around the back of your head.
I think those are the ones with the ear loops are the KN95s. And then I think the N95s are the ones with the 2 straps.
Is there like a big difference?
I don't, as far as I know, like all the stuff I've read is that the KN95 or N95s are the most protective masks. So it's just design.
Okay, yeah, I saw the black ones on Amazon later and was like, maybe I should buy some of these for like Mardi Gras or something, if I like I am definitely gonna go down there again, but buy some of the nice classy looking ones. I did have a purple sequin mask that I put over my N95 that was like super cute before it went over my N95. I was like, oh well, at least some bedazzle a little, so it's cute. So if anyone's interested, I am going back down for Mardi Gras in Baton Rouge. We will be the crew I'm in. I think it's going to be my last year because it just doesn't make sense to really be in it when I live up here. But our parade is on February 18th, and I'm really excited. I was looking at the throws I had left at Jenny's house. And there was a party store that was closing down and had all its Mardi Gras stuff. It had all its whole store on sale, but like a big blowout sale. So I got a bunch of Mardi Gras stuff and I forgot I had bought it for throws. So we're going to have like tons of boas, tons of like fun little like Mardi Gras masks, just like a bunch of stuff that's like not beads. That'll be really fun to throw. And also like I didn't realize how many beads I'd left over. So I'm excited.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to current events?
Sure.
You want me to start?
Yes.
Okay, so, what was it? Tuesday, I think? Yeah, Tuesday, the oldest man living died. And he was from Spain. And I will say his name. It's a bit difficult, but Saturnino de la Fuente Garcia. Oh, that's crazy, actually. But well, for me, but
oh, okay.
because I could speak Spanish.
Fancy.
Or I don't know, but he was almost 113.
That's the oldest.
Well. Oldest man, living man. So, like, the oldest man was probably older, but he was the oldest living man at the time.
Is there an oldest living? I'm looking it up right now.
Like, somebody who lived longer than him, probably.
No, oldest living woman.
Oh, she was like 122, I think.
Jan 3rd. She's the oldest living person, turned 119.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, anyways, so I was reading this article. Apparently, he survived the Spanish flu and the Spanish Civil War, which would have been around when, was that Franco's era of Spain, I want to say. So, like, Franco was the dictator of Spain back in the day. But I don't know, I guess it's like he was a lot of his, I don't know, like he equated living so long by living a low-key chill life in some tiny community in Spain. So, and it was pretty cool to see somebody live that long. He was shorter than 5 feet tall. So
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he probably shrunk a ton.
Yeah, maybe so. So, oh yeah, here's the Kane Tanaka, the oldest living woman in the world, is 119. So
I'm looking at a list of like 100 oldest men and 100 oldest women, like that can be verified. And so many of these people are Japanese and United States and like France. Like I just see Japan over and over and over and over again.
Oh, she is
something
Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and on this list of like 100 for men and women.
It says her grandson's 62. That's
oh my
crazy.
gosh, that's just wild.
Yeah. But anyways,
although, I mean, I guess you could easily be alive and have a 62-year-old grandson if you got pregnant really early and then your kid got pregnant really early. Like you got pregnant like 18 and then they got pregnant like 18 and then they're 60.
Maybe so.
So you're like 100.
I don't know. That's too much math. I didn't bother doing it.
Okay.
What you got a current event, Jill?
Not so much a current event. It was just I was reading an article about it, and it was just so interesting to me because I guess it was kind of misreported in the beginning. There was that gunman that held up 4 hostages at a synagogue in North Texas recently. It was reported that all 4 hostages were released unharmed, etc. Well, I was reading, it actually turns out that only one of them was released. The other 3 who were in there with this guy for like 11 hours escaped. Like they all worked together, positioned themselves near the exit, waited for the right opportunity, and escaped. And they credited it to active shooter training that they got. There's different organizations since that Philadelphia synagogue was had the mass shooting. There's been I guess a big push to train congregations on active shooter, and so it was a rabbi that kind of made the decision of like when to tell everyone to run. So I just thought that was really interesting that worked out, that they were able to get out, that they weren't released, they just escaped. And also just really cool because I know as a government worker I've had to sit through active shooter training every year as long as I've worked for the federal government, had to do it for the state government. So it's just cool to know that stuff can actually work because a lot of times you watch it and you're like, okay, sure, this looks that looks realistic, and then
like I remember seeing one where the guy used a fire extinguisher. Like he sprayed it on the guy.
There's been some wild video, like the reenactments where like someone like goes after him with like a stapler. It's like, what is happening? Why would this actually work? But it was just, I'm very glad they all got out safely. I don't think the gunman is alive. I didn't see if it was like if he got shot or if he killed himself. I'm not sure what was going on there. But yeah, I just thought that was really cool that the training came in handy. Yeah. Well, and that they were brave enough to do that. I mean, they probably would not be here.
Sure.
If they weren't brave enough.
Do you have a kitty corner for this week?
Yes, kind of. Okay. Welcome to Jill's Kitty Corner. Meow. So just some really exciting news. So Jessie doesn't remember this, but when we were leaving Louisiana, there were some cats at the shelter that I just really, really, really loved and I wanted to take with me. One is Camille, and I don't think she would be happy with us. we'd have to try. She'd have to go to a trial foster first before we could commit to adopting her, because the more cats there are in the shelter, the crabbier she is. But also, we have 2 cats that pee in the shelter. They have one has behavioral issues, one has physical medical issues. So if I had to live in that room that smelled that badly of cat pee, I also would be mad at everyone. So every time a cat's crabby in that room, I'm like, doesn't mean they're going to be crabby in a home. Like, I don't believe it. I'd be so. Anyways, don't know what she would be like, but she does seem to be happier when there's less cats, which obviously we have 4, so that's kind of a lot. The other one was Penny, who was very sweet. I picked her out, I think. She was just so nervous, and she didn't move that much, and she'd let you pet her, but she also was kind of scared. I don't know. I really loved her, and I thought she'd be a great fit for our home. We're very calm, quiet home, despite how, I don't want to say we're calm and quiet. We're calm, and the cats feel at ease. We don't make sudden movements towards the cats. I'm definitely very loud all the time. But anyways, so we had made this pact. Michelle, the other cat adoption counselor, said, okay, well, if Penny's still here when you come down for Mardi Gras, then that'll be a sign you can take her. And guess who got adopted literally the day I got down there? Penny. And I'm so excited. She got adopted by our other adoption counselor. She's not being an adoption counselor anymore because she's just way busy. But she had adopted one of our other senior cats previously. They had their cat for 18 years. Took their time really making sure they got the right fit, that they were emotionally ready. Had Mindy for maybe 6 months. And then decided that Mindy needed a friend, so they got Penny, renamed her Maple, and she is a whole different cat at at her home. She's rubbing all over, showing her belly, wanting her mom to love on her. She just looks like she is so blissed out, and I'm very glad, and I think it's probably best that we didn't adopt her, and I just love that the timing worked out to really confirm supposed to be, because I was ready to take her, but she got a really good home. So yay, Penny, now known as Maple. Yay. And that's it for Jill's Kitty Corner. Meow.
And that's it for this week's episode. I hope you all enjoy this week's episode. Follow me on Instagram at our Ramblin' Runnels account. You can also send in topics for the podcast at ramblinrunnels@gmail.com. Like and subscribe to the podcast wherever you find it. And leave us a review. It's a good way to support the podcast. It's on most platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. And thanks for listening, and have a good week. Bye.
Bye.